The symptoms of these laptops are a black screen and full blast fans. The fans does not stop and the laptop does not turn on. Doesn't matter how much you try, even if you reset the BIOS, it doesn't work. Even if you flash the BIOS, it does not work. Well, since the reprogramming the BIOS didn't fix any issues, and even cleaning the BIOS with a new one, it didn't help, then next thing we're gonna do is to check the motherboard if there's any short and if there's any burn component or missing power rail, and see what is causing this issue that the motherboard does not start. We having most of the power. We can see that the laptop is trying to power on and the battery is charging but is unable to start. So let's see what is stopping from that. I'm gonna make a list of the things I'm gonna check, especially like the 3.3 volt, the 5 volt, the 1.8 volt, the 0.8 from PCH, the battery charger, and also gonna see the the memory RAM. So most of them are good, but we're missing the the memory RAM, and the CPU is good. We haven't found any fault. And here the GPU is also in good condition since the VRAM is giving a high ohm resistance, and the ICG for the power for the audio is good. The ECG is good as well, there's no doubt, but this one is giving me some doubt about how it's having a low resistance on 0.8 volt. Usually it should have about 30 to 50 ohms, but I'm getting like 12 ohms. So it's a kind of bad indication, because also as we can see on the thermal camera, it's like it gets power on, it's working on something, and it's drawing a lot of power, but it's not doing anything. So it's kind of like stuck on the PCH on that stage. I guess it is not unable to enable the VRAM to turn on, and also the CPU. So we can see that most of the components are getting power and kind of like they have started and the fans are spinning, but there's no booting. So at this point I feel like the PCH is damaged and somehow it's not working. So we're gonna replace this PCH and see if it gets better. Okay, so let's get ready. I'm gonna remove this PCH. I'm gonna prepare, and I will try to seal the most sensible components. Well, I already did on the back, and yeah, let's see how it goes. So bear with me. I'm just gonna let this play 10 times the normal speed that I have been doing it already, so that this process can be done quickly. Alright, we are almost done, now we are cleaning the residual flux, and after cleaning we're gonna check that the parts are good. If there's any broken parts we will try to fix it, otherwise we will just proceed to reflow the PCH. Sadly, when I was removing the PCH I knocked off some components like a couple of resistors and capacitors, and I will later put it on back after I reflow the PCH. But for now I'm just gonna write down where's the missing components. So now we got the PCH, and as usual it's good and it's advisable to check that it's in good condition, since it's a second hand, I guess, or maybe it's a new chipset, but we don't know since we buy it from abroad. And well, the seller guarantees us, give us warranty that it's a good chipset. But let's check and compare. So we can see this is the old one, and we have checked the new one, and yeah, we have seen that it has higher resistance compared to the old PCH. It's probably a good sign. And since the PCH comes with the solder board, so we don't need to revolve anything. And well, most of the time the solder boards can be reflowed right away, but sometimes if the solder boards are cold and they don't look like shining, then it means like it's quite hard. It's gonna be quite hard to solder those. Those solder boards have to be again revolved. So, but I have checked already under the microscope, and the solder boards, they look good. So I'm guessing that it will go smoothly. Okay, it's working. Slower. Come on. Okay. 20 volts. I don't know how much amps. Let's see. Before, let's try to power it up. Okay, bad memory RAM. Oh dear Lord, I never expected to have the same symptoms. So the chipset could be good, could be bad. I had to reflow the chipset just to be sure. Well, I'm trying to see now with the thermal camera how is everything running here, and especially the PCH. So far the PCH is keeping a good temperature and it's not as before, it's not drawing too much power and somehow looks better. But I was wondering why I missing something here. I don't know what it is, but after looking properly I realized that the PCH was not making proper contact. The motherboards cannot twist it and it's bent. So I guess because one part of the motherboard is outside of the heater, I mean the plate, and that's making bend a little bit when it gets warm. So when it gets warm, it gets flaccid, it gets kind of flexible, and then it bends gradually. So I need to somehow support this area that I know there's nothing holding up. Now I'll have to rebuild again, and sadly I didn't have the proper stencil, so I have to somehow do it by hand. But somehow I managed to fit that stencil half of the PCH and rebuild the half of it without too much hassle. Although it took me so long, though, like about 6 hours. Well, almost done. Now next is to heat up the PCH from the bottom and from the top. With very low airflow and a good amount of heat. I usually set it up for about 400 Celsius and with 5% of airflow. Well, it's good to go slowly because the solder boards can slide, can start moving, and it becomes a mess. So we have to heat up slowly until we see that they stick on the solder pad. We hope not to get any bridges, and we hope no solder board gets stuck to each other. Okay, let's continue here. Although we have finished soldering these solder boards, we have to remove the bridges and also some solder boards that are remaining that are not soldered to any pad.